Hey guys, Gijoe here, and welcome to Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery here outside of St. Louis, Missouri. First of all, happy Thanksgiving to all of my fellow Americans or anyone else who's celebrating this thankful holiday this week. You may ask, why am I here at Jefferson Barracks Cemetery? And the reason is, first of all, I'm originally from St. Louis, and I'm here visiting my parents who live not far from here. In fact, I actually grew up just down the way here. If I turn this way and point back over my shoulder, that leads to a 4-lane road here about half a mile down the way, and my subdivision I grew up in is just down that way about 5 or 10 minutes. So as a kid, I would ride my bike to this park a lot and occasionally come up in here to the cemetery and pay some respects. But the reason I'm here at the cemetery today is, in doing some research for my upcoming trip to Normandy in June of 2018, I found out that some interesting information about Plane 66 for the 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment of the 101st Airborne. And if you've seen the Band of Brothers series, you know that Plane 66 is the plane that Lieutenant Meehan was in and that crash landed just northeast of St. Mary-Glise. And everyone on the plane was killed instantly, unfortunately, and because of that tragic incident, Dick Winters was put in command of Easy Company on D-Day and eventually led the assault on Brecourt Manor. But as I was saying, in doing my research, I found out that Lieutenant Meehan and I think most, if not all, of the passengers of Plane 66 are buried here at Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery, so we thought we'd come and check it out. You know, the cemetery's filling up fast. In fact, I think on average there's a new burial here every 20 minutes on average. In fact, in the few minutes I've been standing here taping, last 5 or 10 minutes, I've seen 2 processions go by, 2 different hearses with 2 different families that are buried their veteran loved ones here. So definitely want to pay respects and homage to Lieutenant Meehan and all the inhabitants of Plane 66. So we'll see you in just a minute. Hey guys, we're here at the main building at the entrance for the Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery. And just to let you know where we're at, the video that I shot, opening video, was at the front gate, which is right here. And then we drove around, entered, made 2 quick rights, so we're standing right here at this main building, Information Center. And we're on our way to see Lieutenant Meehan and the passengers of Plane 66, and they are buried. If you go up here and make a left, you'll pass section L, F, and you come to the Circle Drive. They're going to be right here in section 84. So we're going to go check that out here in just a second. This is the one we're looking at, Thomas C. Meehan. He was interred here in 1951. From my readings, he was originally buried in St. Mary-Glise, and then he, along with the inhabitants of the plane, were brought here. And as far as the reasoning why they were brought here is because the men were from all over the United States, and so they felt that they'd put them all in one location that was kind of center for everybody. So click on this again and see what happens. Thomas C. Meehan. Alright, so let's go check out the graveside. Okay, here we are at section 84 of Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery. And right here by the second circle, the main entrance is over here. And this is section 84. You can see a bunch of individual graves, and then you'll see some mass graves here. So like these guys are all interred here. April 21st, 1950. And it's pretty overwhelming to see how many mass graves you have here. All these little flat stones here are all mass graves from anybody, anywhere from like 6 guys to 20, 25. Some of them were bomb crews I found. But we found Plane 66, and I want to walk here without being too disrespectful. Head here towards the back. It's a September 44 Air Corps. So we head all the way here to the back. Not sure if you can hear me with this wind.
There they are.
So here we are. June 6, 1944. Of course, you see Lieutenant Meehan right here. He was the commander of Easy Company. William Evans. Interesting story about him. He is the, if you notice the scene, if you remember the scene from Band of Brothers, where they're training at Currahee, at Camp Toccoa rather, and they go on a hike, and Sobel tells them not to drink out of the canteen, and they up in their canteen. I think Christensen was the one whose canteen ran out. The guy playing William Evans was standing behind Sobel. And there's also a scene on the plane where, maybe Compton or Lipton, somebody said to each other, "Hey, did Evans make it all right?" And they said, "Yeah, he's in Lieutenant Meehan's stick," which means he was put on this plane. And from my readings, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Evans was not supposed to be on this plane. He was put on this plane at the last minute, which was obviously a fateful decision for him. Yes, in a book I'm reading about the 101st Airborne, there was a witness, I forget who it was, I might have to come back later and tell you. They said that they saw plane 66 get hit right over the drop zone, in Normandy, and they saw the plane kind of veer to the right, and they saw the landing lights come on as if it was going to try to make an emergency landing, and so everything seemed to be okay at that moment. But upon landing, I think they hit a hedgerow, and I think they were carrying some explosives and blew up. But so here we have the mass grave of almost everybody in the plane. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 17, 18, 19, 20. There were 17 paratroopers. I think 4 or 5 aircrew. And I know the pilot, I forget his name, but the pilot I know is buried in the American cemetery in Colleville-sur-Mer, there in Normandy. He was the only one whose full remains were found, and I think they buried him in Colleville-sur-Mer. So, these guys, I think, were all originally buried in Normandy, or in St. Mary-Glise rather, and I think they were moved here in 1951 or 1952. Just a glimpse. In the distance, you can hear a 21 gun salute.